Hello again, everyone. We're going to sing our song. We're going to sing our hello song that we did 2 weeks ago that we used to do in the coat room. So get yourself ready. Get your fingers ready because we're going to do some snapping today. Remember, if you don't know how to snap, we can click. So here we go. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you. Snap your fingers if you're glad to see me too. Snap your fingers, everybody. Snap your fingers. Snap your fingers if you're glad to see me too. Hello, everybody. Glad to see you. Stomp your feet and show you're glad to see me too. Stomp your feet, everybody. Stomp your feet. Stomp your feet and show you're glad to see me too. Snap your fingers if you're glad to see me too. Very good. All right, we're going to start with Psalm 100 today. So get yourself ready. I want you to try it with me with the actions. I know we might not have a program together at the end of the year now, it sounds like, but we're going to have something special, and I'm hoping that Psalm 100 will be a part of it for you to help me with. So we want to practice again. Here we go. Psalm 100. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name, for the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations. Psalm 100. Very good. All right, we're not going to do phonics flashcards today, but I do want to talk about something we talked about before with Miss Long alone. Just a little review to make sure you understand how we do Miss Long alone. All right? Maybe you've seen words now on your papers that look like this. G-O. G-O is G-O, go. Miss Long is the only vowel sound in that syllable, okay? So it's called an open syllable, and that is when we have a syllable that doesn't have any consonants on the other side of the vowel. Miss Long is open syllable here. There's nothing over here. No Mr. Short, no Uncle Short. So she says her long sound of O. Let's say what a syllable is. You ready? Get your hands ready. A syllable is a word or part of a word that has one vowel sound. This is our one vowel sound. That's important because today we're going to talk about two-syllable words at the end of today's video. Can you change this word? My word is so. What letter do I need to put at the beginning to say so? If you said S, you're right. Good job. So. Now my word is no. What letter do I need to make no? N-O, no. Very good. All right. We can do this with the letter E as well. Oftentimes you'll see words with an E at the end of the word, all by itself with no other vowels and no other consonants. This is the word B-E-B. We know it's Miss Long because she's alone here. Her word is bee. Let's talk about the animal, the insect, a bee. That kind of bee actually has two E's. So then she's with her friend, Miss Silent. Because when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. And it says his name. Her name is the long vowel sound. She gets the macron, and Miss Silent gets crossed out. I noticed some of you are having trouble on your papers when you mark your words. If there are two vowels together, don't give them both the long vowel sound. Make sure the second one gets crossed out. She's quiet. All right? So that's what happens when you have two vowels together. But when Miss Silent is gone and Miss Long is alone, then she just gives her long sound with one vowel. Let's change this. My word is me. What letter do I need to put on this word to make me? M. Very good. If you said M, you're right. This is the word me. All right. But you know what we don't ever see? We don't ever see the letter I on the end of a word all by itself. When you're reading, you will not see this. This doesn't say my, like my book. Instead, the letter Y comes out to be on the vowel team. So instead of an I at the end of the word my, it's the letter Y on the end of the word. This says my. If Miss Long is alone and we need the long I sound, it will be there with a Y. Let's look at a few other words that end with the letter Y in a short, one-syllable word. This is fl, and this is Y on the end, fly. This is sk, short word, one syllable, Y on the end. It says I, sky. So you've done some papers already that way, haven't you? And I'm very proud of you because that's a new thing you had to learn when you weren't in class with me. We'll look at the rest of these in a few minutes. All right? Let's talk now about our book. I'm going to read a book to you today. I don't know if you noticed, our friend is from the Buddy Basket today. How many of you like to play in the Buddy Basket when you're in class? All right. Did anyone play with this puppet when you were there? He's a little frog. He doesn't really have a name, but he does look a little bit like Hopper, our friend, doesn't he? Hopper, our Splash Words friend. Okay? Maybe you called him Hopper. Maybe you had a different name for him. He's going to help us out today because our book is about lots of animals, but it's called Do Frogs Drink Hot Chocolate? Now, you know this book from class, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but in science this week, you're going to be learning about what animals do when it gets cold outside. In our state of Wisconsin, the seasons have changed. It's not getting colder outside. It's getting warmer outside. It's becoming spring. But in our book, we're learning a little bit more about fall and winter. Do frogs drink hot chocolate? How animals keep warm. All right, so let's get started. When it's cold out, do animals turn up the heat? No. So how do they survive the chilly weather? Let's find out. Let's pick some of our favorites today. Here we go. Do frogs drink hot chocolate to keep warm? Should I come a little closer so you can see the book a little better? Here we go. All right. Do frogs drink hot chocolate to keep warm? No. Some frogs don't even try to keep warm. The Alaskan wood frog turns into a frogsicle. He just gets cold. He spends the winter with most of his body frozen, and when the air warms up, he warms up too. Let's see. Do penguins snuggle with a friend? Yes! In winter, thousands of emperor penguins come together in a giant huddle. It is warm in the middle, but cold on the outside. So they take turns. They're good friends. The penguins shuffle. They take small steps and slowly change places so they all get a turn in the middle. That's called adapting. Do butterflies sunbathe? Do you remember? Yes! Butterflies can't fly when it's cold, and they can't make their own heat. So what do? They catch some rays. If it's cold, a butterfly will sit on a rock or a log and stretch its wings. And then the sun warms up and his flight muscles get warmer. In fact, we call it migration when butterflies and birds fly far away to sunny places when it's cold up here in Wisconsin. They fly south and find the sun. Do foxes wear earmuffs? Do you remember? No. Arctic foxes have small little ears, and the fur helps, but so does the size of their ears. The ears stick out in the cold, and when a fox's body loses heat that way. So small ears don't stick out as far, and they lose less heat. Let's just try two more. Okay. Do squirrels curl up in a blanket? Do you remember? Yes, sort of. Squirrels do what's called hibernating, just like bears do. They store up lots of food, and then they kind of sleep through the winter. Squirrels have built-in blankets, And when it's cold out, they wrap their long bushy tails around themselves so they don't have heat escape. And that's not all. As the temperature drops, less blood goes into their tails and it goes into their bodies instead and keeps them warm. We'll do one more fun one on here. We talked adaptation and migration, and we talked about hibernation. Look at this one. Do monkeys take hot baths to keep warm? Do you remember? Yes. Japanese macaws love to take warm baths. There are places in Japan where hot water bubbles up like a hot tub. And after they play in the snow, the macaws will jump in the hot tubs to warm up. That would be fun, wouldn't it? All right, there are many more animals we've talked about, and you'll learn about some more this week when you do your science classes. But that's all we're going to talk about today. We're going to review clocks just a tiny bit now because you guys are so good at clocks. I'm sure you don't need much review, but you're going to do a week of clocks for your math time this week. All right? You remember this clock from our wall? He was up by our regular clock, wasn't he? Do you remember his name? That's right, it's Toby. Now, Toby has a long hand and a short hand, and you're going to use your Farmer Brown clocks this week with their hands on them, okay? Remember the long hand, that's what we call the arrows here, not these hands. We're not talking about his arms, we're talking about his belly and the clock. The long hand always points to the 12 when we say o'clock. And right now, all of our times will be o'clock times. So they will always point to the 12 for this week of school. The long hand is called the minute hand, and the short hand is called the hour hand. This tells which o'clock it is, which hour it is. Right now, what does my clock say? What time is it on my clock for Toby? That's right, 7 o'clock. Let's try another one. We always say the shorthand number first. What time is it now? 10 o'clock. Very good. I'm going to give you a tough one. I'm going to make it look like this. You ready? Straight down. What time is it now? Let's move this a tiny bit. 6 o'clock. Very good. You guys are smart. You remember. So this week you're going to show your moms and your dads how well you remember clocks, and you're going to help review a little bit. Do you remember what review means? Review means, Simon used to always answer this one for me too, didn't he? You know, a lot of you know though. Review means to learn something that you already learned before to help you remember it. Very good. Well, we have new material today, and you're going to do a paper today that's over something new. We talked about when Miss Long is alone in a one-syllable word, when there's one vowel sound. But today we're going to talk about two-syllable words with two vowel sounds. And what does it sound like when Miss Long comes at the end of one of those words? So first, let's look at our words on the board. Where do we put the vowel? Okay, the vowel gets a lady. This one is a closed syllable. There's people there to close her in. So she's going to be Mrs. Short. So we're going to put her here right over our other words. And always Mr. Short comes with her. And we even have a letter today for Uncle Short on the end. He gets the T. So let's read this word together. Are you ready? D-U-S-T. D-U-S-T. Dust. All right? What do we put above the short vowel sound? That's right, a breve. It looks like a smiley face. All right? So the short vowel sound gets a breve. Dust. Very good. Now, what happens if I add a Y on the end of here? And Mr. Short, Uncle Short sure does take up a lot of room. We're going to move him a tiny bit. He's taking up too much space for me. There we go. We're going to put a Y on the end of our word here. Now it's not a one-syllable word anymore. It's a two-syllable word. We can clap 2 times with this. It has 2 vowel sounds. Dust, E. I hear the for dust, and I hear the E at the end. That's 2 vowel sounds. So what we have is a long E sound on the end of the word, and Miss Long gets to join her friends in this word. Dusty. All right, let's try the next one. I'm going to put her down here for just a minute. And let's try the next word. We have a Mrs. Short, a Mr. Short, an Uncle Short. All right. Rust. Rust, right? We're going to give her a brev, or a breve. Rust is one syllable with one vowel sound. We're going to add our vowel on the end. When we add the Y to a two-syllable word, and we get a two-syllable word, now we have the long E sound. Rusty, dusty, rusty. All right, do you see how that works? Would it even be a word if it was rust-eye and dust-eye? That's not even a word, is it? Nope. What if we have a cutie little animal and we're having lots of fun? Well, not Uncle Short. He doesn't go with her. Here we go. Mr. Short. We're having lots of fun. We give her a brev. Give her a breathe. Fun. Now I'm going to add another syllable, another N and a Y. That's two vowel sounds, two syllables. With the longer two-syllable word, we get funny, dusty, rusty, funny. Are we getting this? All right, we do one more word together. Here we go. Here's my Mrs. Short. Here's my Mr. Short. Mud. Now, I'm going to add another syllable, another D and a Y. There's Uncle Short. There's Miss Long. All together. Muddy. Muddy. We went from mud to muddy. Does it work with only short vowel words, though? Let's try it and see. Let's try the word rain. Is that a short vowel word or a long vowel word? Miss Long as two vowels go walking. The first one does the talking. Remember? Here's her friend, Miss Silent. She's quiet. We mark her silent. This word is rain. Rain. Can I add a Y to the end of that? I can. It's a two-syllable word with two vowel sounds. Rainy. Rainy. That's the long E sound again. So when Y comes at the end of a long two-syllable word, it says the E sound. When Y comes at the end of a short one-syllable word, it says the I sound. Fly, sky. Rainy, dusty, rusty, funny, muddy. And when you start your paper in just a minute with Mom or Dad, you're going to see muddy and funny and a couple other words, and it's hopefully is going to make some sense for you. Okay? Let's open, shut them, give a little clap. Open, shut them, put them in your lap. Dear God, you know I miss the kids so much, and I know they miss each other. And I pray that you'll watch over each one of them and their families, help them to keep learning, help them to keep growing, help them to keep healthy. And I thank you for your love for each one of us. In your name, amen. All right, I miss you. Check out the Facebook page so you can see videos and pictures of your friends. And we'll keep doing some more show and tell on there. This week we'll do any show and tell you want to show us. Zizi, if you check it out, has already showed us her helmet for her bike helmet. So this time, pick something you want to show us. Take either a picture or a video. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.